Alright. Gonna take a bit of a break from BattleTech. May return to it at some point and play again. But it won't be for a while. The game frustrated the piss out of me. So just gonna give it a break. It's my own fault with BattleTech. I made some stupid decisions early on that kind of snowballed, eventually to the point where I was running out of money and I had no options to get out of it, short of reloading my game back to near the beginning. So if and when I play BattleTech again, I'll start a new campaign. But gonna put that on the back burner. Gonna play some Pillars of Eternity, the first one, not the new Deadfire. I'm a stickler for playing the first game in a series first. So I was a big fan of the Baldur's Gate series and the Icewind Dale series, and this is kind of in the same vein of those type of games. So it should be fun. We're going to give it a try. And just go through my options and make sure everything is set the way I want. I kind of already went through the options, but just want to verify that I haven't changed my mind on anything. Yeah, it all looks good. So let's go ahead and start a new game. I'm too old to bother playing things on the hardest difficulty just to make things hard on myself. But I also don't like playing things on easy difficulty, so knowing that I have experience with Icewind Dale series and Baldur's Gate series, we're just going to keep on normal. Accept. Pillars of Eternity. Love the graphics already. I did read the manual, a very big manual for Pillars of Eternity, so I have an idea of what kind of class and character I want to make, though it's not set in stone. Class, I'll probably roll Paladin, but I'm not sure race or whatever, so and I reserve the right to change my mind during the character creation. Character sheet.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Alright. Good voice acting so far. You will go no further tonight. Oh. Guess it's just gonna sit there until I hit done. Alright, first sex. Cool model, I like it. But we're gonna go male, of course. The place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like Adair and the Direwood place them at the forefront of military politics and heavy labor among the tribes of... I think this is going to change depending on my race and stuff, so let's just hit next. Let's see, we could be humans. Resolve +1, might +1. We could be Amua. We could be dwarf. Might +2, dexterity +1, or -1, constitution +1. You could be elf. Dexterity 1 and perception 1. Orlan. Or godlike. Well, godlike are cool, but you also can't wear a helmet as a godlike from what the manual said. Kind of dig the Mawa. I could be mispronouncing that too. And I want to roll a paladin, so might would be handy. Okay, let's go with Amawa. Subrace. Coastal or island? I kind of like the look of the coastal better, so let's go with that. Class. Barbarian. Oh, the barbarian looks pretty awesome. Kind of wild and savage and rustic. Chanter. Cipher. Druid. Druids look surprisingly cool. Fighter. Monk. Wizard. Rogue. Ranger. Priest. Paladin. Starting ability, faith and convictions. Conviction. Paladins have an inherent bonus to all their defenses. Over the course of the game, the value of this bonus may shift based on the reputations the paladin gains relative to the behaviors that are preferred by his or her order. Athletics +2, lore +2, endurance average, health is high, accuracy is average, deflection's average. Let's go with paladin. Paladin order. Bleakwalkers. Favorite dispositions, cruel, aggressive. Disfavored dispositions, benevolent, diplomatic. That's not my type, my way. Passionate, clever. Disfavored, cruel, stoic. I always envision a paladin being kind of stoic. So let's see. Stoic and rational. So I may go with the Gold Pack Knights. Because stoic and rational, that's me. So I like a character that kind of sits well for me. Yeah, let's go with Gold Pack Knights. Paladin abilities. Let's see. Flames of Devotion. Calls upon the paladin's inner fire, causing their equipped weapons to burst into flame and adding burn damage to the next 2 attacks. 2 per encounter, speed, instant effect. User full attack. Or lay on hands. Gotta go Flames of Devotion. That just sounds awesome. Okay. So, attributes. Represents a character's... Might represents a character's physical and spiritual strength, brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. During interactions, it can be useful for intimidating displays and acts of brute force. In combat, it contributes both damage and healing, as well as for recommended for paladin. Okay, so might and constitution are recommended for paladin, as well as intellect. Resolve is highly recommended. Okay, so let's just, out of curiosity, let's see what the max we can bring it is. Okay. So 20 is the max. This was 12 to start with. So let's bring Resolve up to 15. Might up to 15. Constitution up to 15. That leaves us 2 extra points, I guess, for intellect. So that will give us plus 15% damage and healing, and plus 10 fortitude, plus 25% endurance and health, plus 10 fortitude, plus 12% area effect, plus 10% duration, plus 4 will, and plus 15 concentration, plus 5 deflection, and plus 10 will. I'm pretty happy with that. It's not like I'm playing on hard where I have to, one of the hardest difficulties where I have to min-max everything to just be successful. Culture. Resolve +1. Dexterity +1. Resolve. Intellect. Constitution. Might. And perception. Let's go with Live in Land so that we can get the Might +1. Background. Survival +2. What is survival again? Survival allows characters to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. The first 6 ranks grant the following bonuses. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Survival can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialized information about nature. Lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore value allows the character to use higher level scrolls. Athletics. Adventurers tire work. In addition to the hazards of Mortal Kombat, adventurers have walls to climb, rivers to cross, and pits to leap. Once per encounter, characters with athletics can use the second wind ability to recover lost endurance. Higher athletics score increases the effect of second wind. That might not be too bad. And that has mechanics as well. Lore +1. Stealth, survival, athletics, and lore. Kind of leaning towards athletics and lore. Yeah, let's go with that. Appearance, colors. Alright, skin. And hair. Head appearance. No facial hair. Kind of like that one. Alright, let's change the hair. Kind of like that. And let's select a portrait. I like to always try and keep the portraits looking somewhat close to the character I'm rolling. And if that's not possible, I'll change the character to match closer. Gotta be careful not to choose a female portrait. That's kind of... See, but that makes me want to change... skin coloring and stuff. Kind of a short, kind of shaved mohawk. Is this actual hair? No. May just go with this. This is the closest to what is in the character portrait that I can make. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am the leader of the group. Shh. Yeah. Follow me. Let's go.
Okay, let's go stoic. Enter name. Hans. Eric. So, looks like we're all set. New quest, the Gilded Vale. Journey to the Gilded Vale. Caravan Master Odama. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards the looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odama looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries an old, sun-bleached bow. What he just said, he nods in your direction. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where would I find these barriers? What are those ruins? Is it dangerous out here? What are those Huge rocks coming up. So where would I find these
They
berries?
grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are
Nothing you
those
won't
ruins?
see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Okay. Now I'm going to try and stick to his personality, which is stoic and rational. Who did
Got
build
different
those
names
ruins?
for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous
Not
out
if you
here?
hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a Beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
What are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
I'll go see about these berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armored-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blankets or pillows.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayadin should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beowick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glanfathan ruins, Odema has assigned Kalisha to help you. Kalisha is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Uses her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party. Just select multiple, click and hold anywhere on the screen, drag them. Just like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale. To move, click anywhere on the screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. All selected characters will pass a corresponding position. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. Okay? When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options, select only that character. Okay, so...
Sure. Huh?
Weapon sets. mace, small shield, or no AI script selected. Right click for details. Don't want AI scripts. Want play. Second wind, 1 per encounter. Flames of devotion. Right click for details. Alright. So let's look at her abilities. She's got a battle axe and a torch. I could talk to her.
Springberries grow wild all over the place here. Keep your eye out.
Okay, she has second wind.
What you need?
She has second wind as well as knockdown. And here is attack, cancel. That's the pause. Select all. Scouting, camp, formation. I always like the triangle formation but different formations suit different purposes. With there being 2 of them and both being melee, that's probably the best formation for now. Inventory. There's the stash. Space piglet. Okay, so my health is there, damage, accuracy, concentration, defenses. Alright, it all looks good. So let's look at her. See if she has anything. I think the stash is universal. 253, 51 endurance, 263, 50. So she does more damage, but that's because she's got 2 weapons essentially. But I have better defense. So that's inventory, character. Journal. Quests. Journal. Biography. Just gonna check and make sure the settings have taken. Yeah, okay. You do not own a stronghold yet, that's true. Map. Okay, so that's the local map. This is the world area map, or world map. Okay, so...
Go on then, before it gets too dark.
Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversation to explore. The merchant Heoden has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale.
I'll get it open. I'll get it open.
Okay, lockpick. Copper pan. Dire wood and currency. And a potion of minor regeneration.
Yeah. Anyone need supply?
You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look. I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. The life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Let's see, I'm supposed to be stoic and rational. We might as well try.
Something else you need? It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Rhaed Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
He gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners.
Because it seemed friendlier than Rhaed Saris? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
He shrugs. Deerwood is a former Aedair colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Red Saren's work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds like you got the short end of the stick. I don't see it that way. Heodin begins restacking the crates in his wagon. My brothers and I are all working together for the sake of the family enterprise. Let's see what he's got. He's got crossbow. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. So I'm currently in the store, and he's selling all this stuff, but I'm gonna just keep my starter weapons, I think. I think this is how much CP I have. Copper pieces. I'm tempted to pick up some lockpicks. But I don't have... Oh, wait. That's 38 per, and so 3 of them... Yeah, let's just pick up 1 for now. And then I could retrain. Alright. Okay, so explore it all up over there. I like how it clears the fog. There's some horsies. You've gained an item ingredient, Orland's Cradle, added to the stash. So there was something about Let me see my character pane. There was something about getting a level in one of my reputations. Alright. Doesn't look like I could scroll any further over. Down tree.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to get used to using the pet, because some of the pets have stat bonuses, I think. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. So here's the area map. I'm not sure how the saving works. So it does do an autosave. So as usual, I'm going to have an autosave and a regular manual save. I tend to use the manual saves, but I don't have a problem loading autosaves, but just to be careful, I use manual saves.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Run away, deer. Well, something's going on around here. Corpses. Definitely a bad sign. Leather armor and a lockpick. Corpse is cold to the touch and a ripe smell wafts from its putrid waves. A dark crusted blood stain besmirches its simple linen cloth. Okay, so he's wearing heavy armor. She's wearing medium armor. She's wearing better medium armor than this. Alright. So let's, do we want to cross the bridge? Let's finish exploring this side of the river. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that's burned lady. It's an ingredient. Game paused. Enemy spotted. Young wolf. Okay, so we're gonna have him attack. Have her attack.
Yeah.
Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. Right. Okay, so we're gonna knock him down. And then he's gonna use all characters in the game, friend and foe, have 4 primary defenses against attack: deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, level, items, and other effects. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defenses when an attack is made. If accuracy is below the target defense, the attack suffers a penalty to roll and is most likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the targeted defense, attack is more likely to result in a crit. Damage reduction. An enemy's DR reduces the incoming damage by the listed amount down to a minimum percentage. If you're having difficulty hurting an enemy, try switching to a weapon or attack that does a different damage type. Most enemies are strong against 1 or 2 damage types and weak against a similar number. Okay. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. Their portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay, and the health bar to the left of their portrait will slowly start to decrease. When the portrait fills entirely red, the character will be knocked out. Potions and spells can be used to restore endurance to keep characters in fight, but health can only be restored by resting. You scored a crit. A crit is a better result than a hit, and they are more likely to occur when the attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that do damage will do more damage on crit. Attacks that inflict status effects or afflictions will have increased duration on a crit. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage. Okay, we're gonna take the wolf hide.
Right.
This is it.
As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. You look like you've seen your share of action. What did you do before you came out here? I'm a war veteran. I was a blade for hire. I used to go on adventures and expedition, whatever paid. I was a constable. That isn't your business. Number 3 seems to fit my character, a paladin for hire, essentially. Stoic and rational. Yeah, how's it happened you come here? Got into a bar fight with someone with spare time and resources to punish me for the rest of my life. Had a job go bad on me, some deaths that didn't need to happen. I took a job from the wrong person. Only after I finished it did I realize it would cause everyone to hate me. I've just had my fill of it. Time to lead a quieter life. That isn't your business. Let's go with number 4. Well, we've all got things we'd like to leave behind. God knows I do. I'll tell you that. Here's hoping they never track us down. Caliska breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Roderick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. No, I'm just passing through. I haven't given it much thought. No, I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with the big city just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? Nowhere special, just putting as much time and distance between me and my old life as I possibly can. Gonna continue on to the city, see where that takes me. Probably wander for a while. Somewhere I can make some money. Ah, man after my own heart, may your luck be better than mine. Anyways, I'm wasting time here. Odemo will give me an airful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Caliska sighs unevenly. Her eyes search around at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages, been doing guide work with Ixmitil, but I'll do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here, and we'll see. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive her out this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Ratai and another in Aedir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Aedir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now. But somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I won't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting your water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Okay, so now I've got to find Sparfell.
Huh?
Watch it.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so that's a targeted ability. So you can't attack your own characters. Got to be careful of that.
Huh?
Okay, so I think I've... Let's see what's up this way. This path winds through a narrow canyon back the way you came.
We shouldn't stray too far.
Grooves in the road mark the passage of hundreds of caravans. Okay, so it won't let us go that way. So we want to go back down here. Find Sparfell. What's this?
What a surprise. Sparfell went hunting.
You crouch at the river bank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You have gained an item. Quest, full water skin, add to stash. Use the tab key to highlight interactive objects in the environment. Good to know, I was wondering about that. Out of the trees emerged Sparfell, one of the guides barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfell,
Kaliska frowns.
are you alright?
Sparfell toe catches on a rock and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
So let's take out the closer guy first. Actually, let's split our forces.
Yeah.
Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrate an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your characters complain about it when that happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. Okay, so Kaliska's done with hers.
Yeah.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Short hunting bow, hide armor, and agate.
Mm-hmm.
Footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer.
Yeah.
This really does pay homage to the Baldur's Gate type Infinity Engine games, as well as Icewind Dale. It really is excellent so far for being that similar type of game. Just gonna check to make sure I didn't miss any collectibles since I didn't know about the tab button. Not initially, anyways. I should have known it was the same way in Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate. Tab to highlight and spacebar to pause at will. That's basically all you ever really used, other than the mouse or key bindings if you preferred. A hunter. Okay, so oh, that was a massive hit. Hatchet, medium shield, hide armor, and 10 copper. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last year a caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Let's see, why have you done this? The ruin has not been sullied by your hands, men of Eric Glanful. We have not trespassed when we morally wish to pass through. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with that. Let's go for rational, because my characters are rational. To the end, rational and stoic. The man gives a slight sideways nod of his head, perhaps acknowledging the astuteness of your response. Many things may happen. The only one you could be sure of is that if you hold your weapons, I'll drain his blood upon the ground. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. We are innocent in this. Will you not listen to reason? Only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. It's Might 14 resolve. Go ahead, kill him now. Do it. But, kind of want to only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. The man considers this, looking you up and down. Humph. Yet. He shoves Heoden towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Heoden's torso. Heoden screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothes and begin to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. Okay, so Heoden gonna blind him. Kaliska's gonna help him with a knockdown. And my guy is going to go after the hunter.
How can I help?
Easy enough. Glenfathen leader, your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasp. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You could feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Caravan Master Odema, seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands on the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Heoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind, from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Throw your weapon at the attacker. Okay. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you in the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances as you dart beneath the old archway. The entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Camping in the wilderness requires camping supplies, which may be purchased at a variety of stores. If you don't have access to camping supplies, most inns have them. Okay.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Quest completed. A moment's respite. New quest. The ruins of Sealant Lys. Escape the ruins. Addendum added. The Gilded Veil.
What you need?
This trip could have gone better.
Come on, we're not dying in this place.
Okay, so let's see what weapons they have. He has a dagger, and another dagger. That's weird. Oh yeah, I threw my weapon, so I don't have my mace anymore. Let's just put that there for now. Hide armor. Damage resistance 5. It's light. She's using medium. He's using medium as well. Okay, so let's throw this in the stash, throw this in the stash, this in the stash, this in the stash. Okay, so this is a medium shield, 12 deflection, 4 accuracy. Instead of the small shield I'm using, so let's equip that. Let's see, this is a hatchet one-handed, which is 11 to 16 slash damage. I'd rather use the hatchet, I think. That's leather armor 6. It's medium armor. So, okay, so he's already got it. Got a full water skin. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so now that I got 3, I'm gonna change to this.
Huh?
And go ahead and save.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Caliska shakes her head. Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Ered Glanfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glanfatham word is Biawak. To them, it's the god's way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Who attacked us? Glanfathans. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this, once we lost the main road. The Glanfathans said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it. But as much as the fangs are hotheads, Glanfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or... She glances down the passage beyond. Or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in our caravan? Caliska's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. You don't seem too upset about all this. Caliska, gonna take a bit getting used to saying that. Caliska looks you in the eye. A volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking because there's nothing else to be done. Because there's other people you care about who still need you. Let's get going. Heoden takes a step forward and his knee buckles, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheeks striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. Seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
You have gained an item. Camping supplies added to inventory. You've discovered some camping supplies. You could use these to rest in the wilderness or dungeons, fully restoring all of your character's abilities and health. Easy difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies. Hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glanfathans were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
We've got to take the risk and let him rest. We need all three of us at full strength. That's benevolent. Caliska's right. We have to press on. We don't know what we're up against. Rational. Gotta go with rational. That's the way my boy rolls.
I'll do my best. Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
A mace. I get a mace back. Alright. 2 more camping supplies and a hammer and chisel.
Yeah.
Go this way first. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zarep. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Raise your arms and stand still. It's okay, I won't hurt you. Let's just raise my arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. It's okay, I won't hurt you. The Zarep recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. I'm not going to go aggressive. Slowly back away. Zarep watches warily as you go. Fine, you want to dance? Let's dance.
What you need?
Right.
The Zarep spear. And a medium shield. I just wondered what was in the container. Crossbow, leather armor, a relief gem. Looks like an eye. Torch, tattered journal.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
I don't trust walking on those symbols right now.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Let me concoct a remedy before we go any further. Maybe I can't. Guess I can't right now. Save game before we go in. Let's see what's in there.
That roundish symbol. I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
This mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Ingwithans from all Kith races, Amana, Elf, Orlan, Dwarf, and Human. They walk... It goes away so fast. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. Do I light each one? Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upwards. See if that made a difference. Ah, it does. It puts it out. Lesser black ooze.
How can I help? Yeah.
Ooze plasma. Two-handed axe.
Huh? What's that muck on the wall?
Fish and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. Looks like I could put that gem in there, though. The fish's slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use your water skin to clear off the ooze. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate leaf of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty, a gem fills the other. I've lost the full water skin. Place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble. Stray rocks dance around the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. You've lost an item. Inkwith and relief gem. Enemy spotted. More ooze. Okay, so I got a minor cloak of protection. Let's give that to him. And Adra. Looks like it's a crafting material, and so is the amethyst, so... There we go. Yeah, not too bad. Let's protect him. Capes and cloaks can be worn for protection from elements and from prying eyes alike. Many are woven with spells to provide additional defense or abilities. Okay, so been through all there, through all this. Let's go here. So I can get through now, looks like. Did I light all the sconces? Yes. Let's go one at a time.
Feels like there's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm. How can I help?
What you need?
Yeah.
Maybe I should go down here first, I think.
How can I help? Yeah.
A Scalder Whelp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I might be able to break through here, if I were feeling better.
A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Use the hammer and chisel to weaken it. You set to work. The cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you expected. Sweat beads your forehead and your muscles begin to ache. Continue chiseling at the wall. After several long moments, you begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift, then tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through.
Yeah. I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
The Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors.
Steady does it.
Spotted an enemy. Scouting mode is used both for stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when a character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate while the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your characters will be discovered. A character's ability to find hidden objects is based on his or her mechanic skill. A higher mechanic skill allows them to find objects at a greater distance. Moving toward a character accelerates how quickly they will detect you. If you actually touch the selection circle of a character with your own, you'll be immediately detected.
What you need?
Yeah.
Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. One-handed rapier and a bloodstone. I think the one-handed rapier will go to him. Oh, a helm. Jasper Nugget.
Steady does it. Huh?
Gonna have to rest at some point fairly soon. Oh, what's this? Older robed man. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and illuminating like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it with what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath. full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard in a ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now, at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, but only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. One of your characters has become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear of demanding activity on a character. It is most commonly received as an injury when a character is knocked out, but some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. Fatigue goes through multiple stages, initially inflicting minor penalties but growing in severity over time. Resting is the easiest way to remove the effects of fatigue, though some consumables can also remove fatigue. The figures of the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Heoden and Kaliska lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. Aww. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Your character has earned enough experience to advance the level. Click the icon on their portrait to level them up. I'll take everything from them. They're dead. What good does it do them? Oh yeah, I can level my character. Okay. I'm a level 2 paladin. So I could put points in skills. Stealth. My current rank is 0. Hold on. Got a call from my mom. Alright, sorry about that. Phone call from my mom. Let's see. So, we're looking at what skills to add points into. Stealth allows characters of any class to avoid being seen or heard. Athletics is 3. Lore is 2. Survival. Kind of want to keep putting some points into athletics and lore. But let's see. Let's put some in mechanics as well for lock picking. That usually will come in handy at some point. And I gotta put one in either survival or stealth. Let's put one in stealth. Okay, class unlocks. Talents can be used to customize your characters beyond your class ability choices. Some talents modify existing abilities, but others add new abilities of their own. A subset of talents are class specific, but most can be taken by characters of any class. So, we got offensive, defensive, utility, and class. Kind of want to focus on class. Oh, it doesn't look like I could actually choose one of these right now. It says 0 remaining. Oh no, I do have. I could choose one. Augments the power of the Paladin's Flames of Devotion, increasing its damage. That's not bad. Untroubled Faith. Paladin's beliefs become more than just a sum of his or her actions, negating reputations that negatively influence faith and conviction. Deep Faith. Enduring Flames. Paladin's Flames of Devotion to burning damage over time. Acolyte's Radiance. Apprentice's Sneak Attack. Aspirant's Mark. Enigma's Charm. Novice's Suffering. Outlander's Frenzy. Prestidigitator's Missiles. Summon Wounded Shot. Veteran's Recovery. I kind of want to do Enduring Flames. Let's do that. No new class unlocks, though. Okay, done. After leveling a character up, you may want to review their statistics. Open the character sheet to see their attributes, skills, abilities, and talents in greater details. Alright. Faith and Conviction +9. Okay.
Yeah.
vessel flesh. This Regan flesh once held a bound soul. With its energy fading, the flesh is entering a rapid decay. Interesting. Okay. This massive structure is formed of stone, adder, and copper and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy. I would imagine this has to be a Pillar of Eternity, the namesake of the game. Let's save our game. Wait. What does my journal say? Okay, so these means it's already done. I got a journey to Gilded Vale. And Visions and Whispers. Seek help. So it sounds like I go to Gilded Vale. Looks like I have to go to the Valewood first. It will take you 6 hours to complete your journey from Silent Lease to Valewood. Accept.
Ready to sleep like the dead.
Journey to Gilded Vale. Cross the Valewood. Okay, so I can only hold 4 camping supplies. My endurance and health is fine. What's the grayed out mean then? Well, let's go. I wish I remembered what that meant. Let me just go ahead and use one, so that way I have one spare slot to, as I collect more. Oh, a vision. 8 hours of fast. Okay, so something was reducing my endurance.
Sure.
Enemy spotted, outlaw. Okay, so this cap... Okay, so it doesn't really matter. They don't have stats, but I kind of dig. Well, kind of like that one better, so let's wear the one that looks better. Tenforth, young dwarf tend to the stew, looks up startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Help, please, help. Oh. One of the bandits gives Tenforth a kick as they pass him, and he huddles.
Let's go.
Come on, kill him. So close.
Let's go.
All right. Tent is empty, but for a pair of stained cots and the stink of unwashed bodies. Typical brigands. Rice, meat, poultry, vegetable. Alright, let's save and talk to this guy.
How do you do?
By the flame, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Blackhound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back in my oven again. Gilded Vale, major positive. You've earned a reputation. Reputation can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern Reach, and will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Helping a group will increase your positive reputation with that group. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. It is possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation with a group if you help and harm them in equal measure. Speak with the innkeeper at the Blackhound Inn. Oh, okay, see, now my Rationale 1 reputation is showing up. A wolf.
Let's go!
Dang, I'm taking some damage. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. Scale the wall, leave. Let's examine. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Let's just try scaling the wall. You find a handhold upon one of the large stones, and start to pull yourself up. You make your way steadily up the crumbling ruin and over the top. Athletics 4. Leather armor. Camping supplies. Scrawled letter. Fulvano's gloves. Okay, so let's look at what I got here. Scrawled letter. I do not think you'll ever see this, but you were right, Fulvano. We should have journeyed south together and been safer for it. I would tolerate all the gloating in the world if I might live to hear it. I have put myself out of reach of the beasts circling below, but I'm done for all the same. I do not think I'll rise again. Whoever finds this, pray for me. Perhaps in the next life I shall be a trapper of wolves. So +2 dexterity gloves. Not bad. Okay, so let's finish exploring. Okay, so let's... Is there a place to cross the river? Yes. Wolf. Shattered pieces of crater strewn across the dirt along with a few muddy vegetables. Oh, ghosts or something. Grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. A saber, 15 to 22 slash damage. Potion of spirit shield. Okay, well, let's camp then. Not gonna just leave that camping supply right there. I don't have anything focusing on a specific damage type. So there's a bear cave up there.
Hail, traveler.
This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. "Greetings," he says, a little breathless. "On your way south, is it?" "Have to say, don't see too many on my route out this way. You headed to Defiance Bay? Lots of work on the harbor, I hear." He wipes his brow, turned to face you. "The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think." Let's see, I've got an honest response, diplomatic and aggressive. What's your hurry? The man looks down at the tent and then at his hands. "I mean to follow my own advice. Came out here on a hunt, me and a friend of mine. Thought we'd bring a stag home, eat something other than bread for once. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And Pearly, he didn't make it." He shakes his head. "I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, the force has already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else." "Who are you?" "Name's Nantan. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since." His face twists. "Luckier than Pearly, I suppose." In any case, this force already caused... Okay, I already read that. What happened to your friend? We didn't see it coming. Nanton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearlie, he saw something in the brambles and went tearing off after it. We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearlie didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before we knew what was happening. The beast will take what they will, I suppose, he smiled sadly, and this time Galawain's favor fell upon the bear. Where did you find this bear? In a cave a ways up that way. He turns to point to the northwest. I won't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took another life. Farewell. Northwest to Garrett's Gap, south to Gilded Vale. Zarip.
Let's go.
How am I flanked by one enemy? The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Quarterstaff, padded cap. I'm gonna save my game before I go in here just in case the bear's too tough for me at my level.
Let's go.
Ouch. When a party member is reduced to 0 endurance, they are knocked out. This means they are out of fight, but as long as your side is victorious, they will regenerate their endurance when combat ends. Even though endurance regenerates after combat, health does not. Keep an eye on the bar on the left of a character's portrait to prevent them from becoming maimed or killed. So, see, I knew that this bear might be higher level, too high level. Look at how much he hits me for. So, I probably will come back here. See, based on what they were saying, I thought that it might be a bad idea. And we're on to Gilded Vale. Takes 8 hours to complete the journey. The Gilded Vale. So it's a town. Blackhound Inn. I'm gonna save there and probably call it a stream. I won't be on tomorrow night for my scheduled stream. I have to work late, doing some software upgrades for a server, so I will be back. Let's see, today is Tuesday. Wednesday I won't be doing my stream. If I do, it'll be short and or later, but I probably won't have time to do any of it. So I'll be back Thursday night for Thursday night's stream, and we'll continue Pillars of Eternity. Let's go ahead and save. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I shall talk to you guys later. Have a good evening. Thank you. Good night.